Hi, and welcome back to Why We Watch. So if anyone had trouble accessing the site, I guess this week or last week, it's because I tried to move things over to WordPress without actually doing any kind of prep on that at all. So I had to move everything back, get a big refund, and now kind of upgrading the site and giving it another overhaul are a long-term goal. And if anyone has any suggestions on how to go about that, it's appreciated. If work, the pandemic, or life has got you down, as it has for everyone right now, if you're quarantining, uh, one thing I found that helps is obviously a movie, and I've been watching a lot to just kind of relax, shut my brain off. But there's been a couple of exceptions. A more recent one to go with is Ready or Not, and if you want to hear a great review on that, I recommend the Mad About Movies podcast. But to hear about The Babysitter, please start with me. One thing about this movie is it's kind of helping me figure out how to do these video reviews since I'm so used to doing them written. So anyway, the basic synopsis is when Cole, played by Judah Lewis, stays up past his bedtime, he discovers his hot babysitter B, played by Samara Weaving, is part of a satanic cult. It's not enough to really explain like how fun, bloody, and well written the babysitter actually is. The babysitter co-stars, among others, Leslie Bibb, Hannah Mae Lee, Andrew Batchelor, Emily Allen Lind, Ken Marino, Robbie Amell in the best thing I've seen him in so far, and Bella Thorne. It's directed by Mick G and written by Brian Duffield. Things I want to talk about in The Babysitter are Cole and B, and some of the other characters and performances, and also how this movie does set up and pay off remarkably well. The Babysitter opens with Cole having trouble getting his flu shot. The filmmakers and comedian slash actor Ron Funches and Judah Lewis do a great job of making that needle just the right level of scary, and Cole just the right level of scared. Neither is overdone, and it's because of how a lot in this movie comes back around later. We don't get a lot of details into the cult mechanics, but the movie quickly becomes about Cole and the other characters using their heads and Cole surviving the nights. It's great because it lightens the movie and it makes it much more about the people. So the way the flu shot comes back around is that B thinks Cole is out cold, so it'll be easier for her to draw her blood for a ritual that they're doing. I'm skipping a lot, but he's awake, he knows what's going on, and he takes that needle like a fucking champion. It's amazing, at least for me. So the reason I bring that up is I was in the hospital a while ago for something, getting a new IV or blood draw or both every day. That moment in the movie just became like cathartic or much needed or whatever you want to call it. I'm real easy. If something hits me hard enough, the movie instantly improves or starts out like already up here, and it can even get away with a ton of crap too. It's what made me actually engage with The Babysitter. I literally went from on my couch to actually getting closer, sitting on the floor, looking up, and I never do that. And it was just kind of this great thing from a movie I was just turning on to unwind after a day of work. So the blood draw in the movie, not mine, was unexpected because the flu shot could just be a really simple, cold open, thing that they did. But a lot of the setup and payoff in The Babysitter is unexpected. A great example of that is this scene where we see underneath his house, his mom is laying mouse traps down, and you expect something like the nails, or at least I expected something like the nail scene in A Quiet Place to play out, and instead we get something like this. It's hilariously exaggerated and the best.
Look, man, 3 out of 4 people got an STD. I got 2 people's blood on me. You do the math, I got AIDS. I know I got AIDS.
This could be completely off from what's actually happening generally in movies, but smart main characters in horror aren't revolutionary anymore. They're a given, unless it's a new Jason or Freddy film. In which case, something a little more thoughtless is a lot more fun for us. But now what we're getting is, all right, so everyone here is kind of knows what they're doing, so let's develop them further, make them more fleshed out. And that brings us to B. B is like the manic pixie dream babysitter. She's perfect. She brings out the best in Cole, and she has answers to this question.
So you're basically saying intergalactic dream team on a mission.
Yeah. So there's an epic villain, right?
Right.
Okay. So you have to fill a starship full of the best people or aliens or robots to take them down.
How many seats have I got? 5.
Weaving is a lot of fun in the role, and even after the kind of shift, it's not a complete 180. That bond is still there, and the other thing that they're smart to do is she's mainly becomes a background character while the rest of the cult is out hunting, which is really smart. Maybe kind of a cop out or something in some ways, but generally it works because she's this self-declared big bad of the movie. Robbie Amell gets a few really funny moments in the movie, including this reference. That at least I found was great. And they make me want to check out more of his stuff. I know that he did some made-for-TV Scooby-Doo and was in Life with Derek like way back when, but I'm going to have to see what else he's done. Bella Thorne's character unfortunately stands out in kind of a wrong way. She's like really two-dimensional, unfortunately. The hot cheerleader moments get pretty close to gratuitous, and it feels more like something for the trailers and commercials and stuff, and that's unfortunate. And it brings up other problems with the movie. Blake Goebel at Consequences of Sound makes a good point when he said McGee's hyper-referential slasher comedies fails as a horror movie and meta-commentary alike. That's his review is a lot more negative than I would go, but he does have a point where the movie is pretty shallow and there's not a whole lot beneath the surface. It's not something that goes as far as Ready or Not, and certainly not as much as Jordan Peele's stuff. And in fact, there are a few things that are uncomfortable, such as a Black Lives Matter joke in the movie. So you get out of The Babysitter what you put into it, and to mix phrases, that needle scene put me in Cole's shoes for about 90 minutes. And besides that, for other people, you can get some really funny jokes, see some great shots, and there's some minor psychological terror. Great shots and psychological terror could have been up considerably, but it's still a really fun movie. And there's more than just the vicarious bravery of a badass little kid to enjoy. And I give The Babysitter 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you again for watching. Something about the way this movie got me from the couch to my floor told me it definitely had to be on video. And also, since a big part of this one was the whole setup payoff aspect, if you want to see more about that, I recommend the Cinema Wins episode on Pirates of the Caribbean. It just went up, and that's most of what the movie is. Finally, I want to know what you thought of the movie. Please let me know in the comments, and if it hit you harder than expected to, please try writing or filming your own review and putting it out there. That's why I started this channel, and I know I make this stuff look harder than it probably is, but that's because I'm just still starting out, figuring out my whole setup and everything, but it is a lot of fun, and I do highly encourage it. So thank you.